Yeah, just sugar, mate. Thank you. That's how I like my coffee. Okay, see you soon. Bye, bye. I've got to go, we're on. Okay, bye. She leapfrogs, first letter tonight, from one boyfriend to the next, dropping one after the other for a bigger pocket each time. Who writes in? Her dad. Second letter tonight on Sweet and Sour. One of my girlfriends met her current fling while shopping. Another met several on the internet, and another is sleeping with her brother-in-law. What are you doing with my phone? I'm not allowed to use it on the show. Gareth, come back. So how do I know that one of them isn't sleeping with my husband? And the final letter tonight. I knocked politely on the door and asked if they could keep it down a little since it was 4 a.m. in the morning, but instead of the desired response, I was asked if I wanted to join in their promiscuity. All this, a terrific panel and more, and hopefully my phone coming up in about 10 seconds. We'll see you then. Don't go away. Bye.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Gary Mitchell with you, and a terrific lineup of panellists as well. First up, hello, Maddie Fuller.
G'day Gary, g'day panel.
How's your training going for telethon?
Fantastic, mate.
What are you doing? Tell them.
24 hours continuous on a cross trainer.
Ooh, what
raise-
sort of training do you do for that?
Couldn't you get a happy trainer? Why did you have to get a cross one? It might make it easier.
He starts being funny now.
He's allowed to. It's that sort of show tonight.
Yeah, no, it's great. 6 hours at a time, up to about 10 to 12 hours at a time.
What date are you working towards? What
13th of November, so
is
24 hours
telethon
straight.
in WA for all our Western
Yeah.
Australian
Channel
viewers?
7, the Browns Fitness Challenge.
Ooh.
It's going to be massive.
You're going to need some nursing after that, aren't you?
I'm hoping so.
Come on in, Lisa
Might
Cooke.
need
Hello,
some.
honey.
I get paid $50 an hour, in case you're wondering.
You're cheap.
How have you been?
Wonderful, yeah.
Wonderful.
Planning a wedding, which is very
when?
exciting.
allowed to
March the
tell
12th next year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Got a lot to do?
So, yes, yeah, and
How are you going to
thoroughly...
squeeze in Maddie's nursing problems?
thoroughly not enjoying the planning, but that's okay.
All right, welcome back. Lovely to have you. Hello, Suzie Hunt.
Hello.
Lovely
How are
to have
you?
you back. I'm
It's
always well.
lovely to be back. A lovely panel.
What are you doing for telethon?
Maybe if turning the TV on.
All right, couch
How's that?
potato for the 24-hour period.
Turn it on.
Terrific.
So naughty.
Mr. Hall, what have you got coming up? You've always got a show coming
Look,
up because you're the busiest bloke I know. So what's coming up?
Well, I'm very excited. We're doing a show for telethon.
Are you really?
No. But we would like to be. So if anyone from telethon's watching, we'll do a show for you. I'm really looking forward to telethon this year because normally, you know, I've got a small child and I've just been able to get really drunk and late at night and just wake up late in the morning. But now I've got a small child, so I'm going to be up at like 4:30 a.m.
So you'll see the strip one, the strips and all the
Do they have them at 4:30 a.m.?
Well, I don't know. I used to
They
try
don't-
and
they don't do
stay
them
on.
I want to
anymore.
introduce my
Don't do
child to
them
telethon, and of course Sharon Dale.
Sharon Dale, who's
I
going to be
always
on the
look
show
forward.
soon,
Yes.
shortly. We've got to do
Yes.
some work. You ready?
Does she
Yeah,
strip?
sure.
Does she strip? Do you sweet and sour guess? The best things in life are free, writes Antonia of Lath Lane in WA. But my 24-year-old daughter is just focused on money. That's all she wants. She hops, or should I say leapfrogs, from one boyfriend to the next, dropping one after the other for a bigger pocket each time. I suppose it helps that she's a bit of a knockout. It's not as if she grew up with nothing. In fact, she never wanted for anything. I just don't know what has made us so money hungry. I grew up with very little materially, but I also never wanted for anything because I was smothered with love every day of my life. I've tried to do the same with all my children. We have 4. My only daughter, who is our 3rd child, is just besotted with the dollar. She dresses expensively and buys only what she calls first-class items. Her brothers are all down to earth and they call her by her pet name, Diamonds. I've noticed that she's becoming more ruthless too. Her best friend since primary school was easily discarded last year when my daughter realised, so she told me, that her friend wasn't ambitious enough. She's now choosing her own birthday and Christmas presents and allocating family members to each gift purchase. The boys have almost given up on her and have told my husband and me to control the growing money monster. She's fundamentally a decent human being. I just don't know where to go with this money obsession. or how to bring her back down to earth. As I said, Antonia of Lathlane in WA. Glenn, a money obsession from someone so young.
Look, the thing is every parent screws up their kids. And at 24, she's gone. Sorry.
Too
Nothing
late.
you can do. Too late.
Too late.
You've already screwed her up. As you said, in fact, she never wanted for anything. And I think, I'm getting an from Lisa Cooke. And that means something. And look, no, and I just...
She's a nurse.
All I want to say is that I have a 3-year-old child. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying I've got a 3-year-old child. I cannot wait in 21 years' time to see how I have screwed him up. All the things he's going to be doing, and I'm going to go, I did that. That was my fault. 21 years ago. I should have sent him to bed without those stories, but instead I caved in.
Every parent screws up, you reckon?
Every parent screws
Oh, I
up.
think so.
The baggage that you pass on to your kids.
Yep. And it just depends to the how much you screw up.
Third child,
and
the
we
other
are all-
the other ones are sons, and they're all down to earth. This is the only one that's. Could the influences be coming from
Well,
other people
I have
other
my
than the
third
parents?
child is my only girl. And I have screwed up. I'm sure I've screwed up many, many times. But I just want to say to, what's her name, Antonia.
Is she money hungry?
No, look, I actually feel sorry. I reckon she's probably really ambitious. She may be in an unambitious family. I think the mother has smothered her too much, as she's quoted there. And I reckon she's got to get out of her life. She's 24, for God's sake.
24.
She's got to let life take its own path. And the reality is, in 20 years, I guarantee you, your daughter will be married to a very wealthy man. They'll be living in a fantastic house. She'll be really have everything that she wants, and she'll be desperately unhappy. She'll be
Desperately
having
unhappy.
an affair.
I knew there was going to be a bad part to that.
And she won't be talking to her brothers.
She won't be talking to him, and she'll come back and she'll say, "Hey, I screwed up, and I really wanted to make a change." So let life take its path.
All right.
It's not all bad being
Suzie
married to
says
someone
that's
who's-
it. It's over. I can't do anything now. What do you say,
I
Lise?
could go a bit risque here and say that maybe the problem is that she's a woman. And that, women
Why's
want
that a problem?
things, financially, and often we can't get them themselves, so we rely on our men. I mean,
Security
I
issues.
don't really see the problem here, do you?
I don't know, but I never learned that, and I really wish I did at 24. I actually screwed up by not marrying
Yeah.
someone
How
wealthy.
did you get rich? I married it. I mean, hey.
Oh, seriously, no, I didn't.
No, look,
We could also reverse it. For those of us who aren't married on the panel, we could always go chasing a female who's well-heeled.
Well, I actually don't want to chase a female right now. At the moment, I'm
What
heterosexual.
have you
I
changed?
love good heels.
What's happened?
At the
At
moment,
the
I'm
moment.
heterosexual
I
today.
think there's nothing wrong with being ambitious and wanting the best for yourself, and that's what I see that
So
she's
you
doing.
don't see this woman being
No,
anything
I think Mum needs to butt
other than
out. She's
Yeah.
24, she's an adult, and that's what she wants from her life. and
she can
that's
chase the
fine.
dollar if she wants.
Exactly.
I reckon
yeah.
she's ambitious in a non-ambitious family. I really think that.
She leap hogs boyfriends.
Oh, for God's sake!
And the
boys,
pocket
and
is a
boys
disaster.
leapfrog.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Boys leapfrog girls.
We need a man's perspective to
Off you
wrap
go.
this up. Maddie, come on in.
Well, it sounds to me as if your daughter's cashing in on the hairy checkbook. I think that women like this, that unfortunately they are around. They're not happy. They get off on purchasing new items every week. They're looking for the new clothes, the new makeup. They're never satisfied. So she's going to end up being very lonely.
Very lonely. You say it as well.
Very lonely.
Well, okay, all those who think she's going to finish up being very lonely, raise your right hand, because I do.
I don't think she'll finish up being lonely, because I think she'll find, as so many women do in their 40s, as one of our following people
But
here.
Sue, when the
She'll
when the
go
looks,
through a period.
She'll go through a period, and then she will leave her husband, and she'll find
but
true
what about
love.
when the looks go and it's going to be left
That's
with the
probably
safety
what
That's
net?
when
we'll
you
do it.
marry a rich man to do things
but that's
to
No
not
you.
one's going to want you then.
Because
No,
a
that's
rich,
all of them then.
a rich man will trade her in for a younger one.
Well, I know. That's the thing.
Unhappiness is what makes people happy. They have to realise
Exactly
how to claim
right.
it back.
She's quite happy to be unhappy.
She
We've got to
will
go
be a
on
cougar.
this one. When we come back, we're going to be talking about who exactly isn't having an affair nowadays. When we
Can
come
I-
back, we're going to ask the panel.
Can I
Take it
get
away.
the number of that girl, daughter?
You can get the number. How much?
She'll
how much
You say that you love me. Say you love me all of the time. All of the time. You say that you need
that got on. Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter or reveal some private information,
There are some letters that we deal with during the break as well that you don't get to see.
Send them to the address that's appearing on your screen right now, which is, if I get it right, letters@sweetandsour.net.au. It'll land here, and every letter that we do discuss, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of the lovely Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. And if I've got it right, I think the movie we're sending you to this week is The Kids Are All Right. Have you seen it? Anybody seen it?
I'd like to go and see a movie where the kids aren't all right.
Well, the kids aren't there.
Have more
I'm
ratings.
interested in that.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Kids are asleep.
And by the way, happy birthday to Olivia as well. And Fraser leaves us for a few weeks as well. He's heading back to Scotland. All right, mate. Bon voyage, mate.
Okay, Daniel.
We'll see you soon. Hello, Mitch and panellists. Everyone seems to be having affairs nowadays, except for me. I'm starting to feel so very, very isolated. I caught up with my group of girlfriends last week, and it turns out that all 5 of them who are married are having or have had an affair, if not many. What's worse is that they've put so much apprehension into my mind, I don't even know whether my own husband has had an affair. There doesn't seem to be any pattern either. One of my girlfriends met her current fling while shopping, another met several on the internet, and another is sleeping with her brother-in-law. So how do I know if one of them isn't sleeping with my husband? Honestly, it feels like I'm being attacked mentally from everyone and by my almost puritanical upbringing. Am I the only one left in the Western world who still believes in the sanctity of marriage? How do I regain my peace of mind here? Should I abandon all my traditional values and extend my personal comfort zones and look to have an affair myself? When did our society evolve to this state of depravity? And it comes to us from Claire of Balmain in New South Wales. The expert on this area first. Matt, we'll bring you in. Come on, mate. What's going on here? Is everyone having an affair?
Well, I don't know, but it's certainly not me. But look, as I said earlier, I can't keep one woman happy, let alone 2. I don't know why people have affairs, and I don't understand why people get emotionally attached. I can understand people having a one-off bonk, because really, yeah, I can, because there's no emotion involved if it was to happen.
Yeah.
But an affair, there's the lying, there's the cheating, there's the, you know, it must be something to do with the, you know, I'll meet you here. Who could be stuffed? Meeting someone, and you know, and
Matt,
at home every
Matt,
couple goes through a marriage.
Matt, just a question. If Naomi went off and had a one-off bonk,
Yeah,
and you found out about it, but
Yeah,
it was
you'd be
only,
filthy.
but it was a one-off bonk,
yeah, but I'd be darker than Kamau, but
you'd be
I'd be filthy.
You'd be filthy.
Yeah, of course you would, but yeah, if
you'd
it's a
get over
history-
it because
Yeah, well, look, in a
It's
marriage,
not-
most people would know and understand. Once little kids come along, and you know, Sue, I totally agree earlier that women feel different about themselves, and they, you know, it becomes about them, and they've got 2 little kids running at their feet. The last thing they want is a husband to come home and touch them all over them in the evening, no matter how good you are, no matter what you do for the family. There's just got to be, you've got to take your wife away every now and again to have some spontaneous sex.
you're
or-
not selling the idea of marriage to any bloke out there who's
No, but at
listening.
least
I've got to
he's
tell you.
honest.
Yeah, I'm
At
honest.
least
Yeah,
he's
it's,
being
it's hard
honest.
work, and it is hard
It's
work. And
hard
no
work,
one
yes.
loves flirting more than me. I love it, but you've got to.
Oh,
put
you're
it,
allowed to flirt.
You got to
Don't
put
everyone
it.
can
You got to
flirt.
put it in the wank bank and go home and look after yourself.
In the what bank?
In the wank bank.
Lisa, what do you got to say to this?
I think.
After that.
What do I think? I think
You're looking for a deposit?
oh, no, stop. I think relationships are hard work and they're never easy, and it's something that you have to work at. And I think you can get bored in a relationship and look to an affair because it's exciting and it's something new and different. And I think if you lose that in your relationship, it's really sad. I think the friends that you're associating with are disgusting, and I'd suggest you get some new ones, because people that do that to someone they love, I think it's tragic. I don't know why people feel the need to do it while they can't realise that they can solve their relationship or they can leave their relationship. Maybe people get trapped, I'm not
I
sure.
don't think they have the guts.
You don't think they have the
I
guts?
think
I
people
think-
get
no, I
comfortable.
They don't
with
have the
that.
guts to do what?
They don't have the guts to leave. They don't have the guts to go and get help, and they don't have the. They want to keep the financial security that they have with their husband.
Well, that's
Who's-
not such a bad thing, though,
No,
is it? You don't want to be
but
cast
you don't.
into
But you don't.
insecurity.
No, but hold on a minute. Then you go and sort out your marriage. If you're not happy, you leave. I really have no respect for men and women, and being a woman, probably I'm harsher on women, but particularly women that sit there and pontificate about how disgusting their husbands are. And I tell you, Gary, at our age, they do.
Yeah.
They sit there and they bullshit and they're horrible and nasty and they're winging. Oh, look, I just got this new Chanel bag, or I just went to Tiffany's and I got this, or I just had some more Botox. So it's just bullshit. You either you shut up and you put up with it, or you leave. And to quite honestly, to Claire, I would say go on the internet and get new friends, and stay away from those people. And if you start questioning your husband, you will push him into having an affair.
Is everyone having an affair? Is it
No,
pandemic
you know
in
what?
today's?
It's not pandemic, I don't think, and I see a lot of married people. I don't think it is pandemic, but I do think there's a lot said, and I would wonder if Claire, really peel back those layers of onion, whether a lot of them are actually having affairs or they're having
Whether it's just
flirtatious liaisons on the internet.
I'm with you on that one. I think who cares if they're having affairs? You know, hold your head, hold your dignity.
Well,
Who
no,
cares?
just don't.
That's somebody else's lifestyle.
No, but you don't do it. You don't do it to your partner.
Some
Male
people
or
do.
female. Well-
Glenn, what's going on here?
Can having affairs, is that like a disease? Can that actually be pandemic?
Can you
Because
catch it?
I'm really interested. If I get on a plane and I'm thinking I've got a 20% chance of catching swine flu or affairs,
Which would you rather catch?
I'm in trouble. But having said that, normally I'm the one that comes on here and says something that I have to explain to my wife later. Thank goodness for Matt Fuller. That's all I can say. Because when she sees this,
But there is something funny about what you've just said, because it is catchy. I know blokes who will stay nameless, but they get away. They
Not
get
during the commercial break, they
but
won't.
they get away with it once, so they think they can do it again, and it's a knock-on effect. So I've got to say,
knock-off effect.
once you let the
depending on
monkey
how
off the chain, you can't
you
put it
look
back
at
on.
it.
That's just habit. You want to say something?
Well,
You took
I'm
a breath.
just going to say that women,
Quick
I think women take, for them to have affairs, that is very much, they do, it takes a lot longer for them to get to that point. So they're obviously very unhappy.
Yeah, but women have more affairs.
Because they
probably
have
than
more
men these days.
emotional connection.
Really?
I reckon because
Oh.
no, but
Women
So
have
they're
more
having
offence
affairs
than
with
most.
men, so...
yeah, no, but who's
We got to go. We got to go to the next letter and a commercial break. When we come back, we're talking about upstairs, downstairs in the neighbourhood. Don't go away. We'll see you very shortly.
Is that a euphemism?
Upstairs, downstairs in the neighbourhood, in the hood.
Yeah.
The problem.
Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. Dear Sweet and Sour, I live upstairs in an apartment and I've been there for the last 10 years. The tenants in the apartment below me change practically every year, and I've had a problem with nearly all of them, usually because I'm sensitive to noise, and they all seem to forget that we share the planet and that everyone should be a little more considerate for those around them. These current tenants would have to be the worst I've had to put up with. Frankly, they are trash. They are two girls in their 30s who bring home strange men every week, and all their goings-on can be heard through the floorboards. I've knocked politely on the door and asked if they could keep it down a little at 4 a.m. in the morning, but instead of the desired response, I was asked if I wanted to join in their promiscuity. They've now taken to sunbaking naked in our combined car park. I'm a 48-year-old divorcee who has teenage kids visiting me on weekends, and now I find myself just out of my league dealing with these ghastly, feral women. I'd appreciate any perspective you might be able to offer, and it comes to us from Brent of Carlton in Victoria. Brent, I've got a fair idea where you might live if you're in Carlton. Have you seen those flats, those state housing flats in Carlton in Melbourne?
Maybe he's not state housing. Brent. Well, I have to say, you're 48-year-old, you're a divorcee. I think you're having no sex whatsoever, and these girls are offering themselves on a platter to you.
You got a
What
problem, mate.
48-year-old divorcee doesn't like a bit of young nudity? I mean, seriously.
Hang on. Have you considered that when he says feral, they might just be feral? They might
He
be
is desperate, I think.
overweight,
But
ugly.
why not succumb, loosen up, and he'll have a really good night's sleep?
Maybe he's got
And then
taste.
he won't have to worry about noise sensitivity.
Loosen
Because
up.
He'll loosen up.
does need to succumb.
I think he needs to succumb.
Again and again and again.
And again.
Don't you think he needs to succumb? Or he can move.
Isn't this
It's-
how the
it's just
second
succumb
Porky's
twice more than
movie
those.
started? Isn't this the scenario for the second Porky's movie? I'm sure. I'm sure.
Porkies,
that
there
the
you go.
people
That's
from
the
National Lampoons would
I-
like to speak to you and buy this film script.
But he's 48, so he'd know Porkies.
Oh, hello.
Because that came out when I was 16 and I'm
So
46.
that's why I don't know what you're talking about.
It's his turn
That's
to
why you
move.
know, and you know the horrible line in that movie
Get
was
upstairs.
my cunt. You know that my
Oh,
cunt, and I got
righto.
from that moment on. Do you have
say
a brother,
the C
Mike?
word.
Yep,
Mike.
yep.
No, my
Oh,
cunt.
of course, Susie Hunt.
Every time, from the
Mike.
age of 15, Do you have a brother Mike? I swear to God, when I was about 25, I
Paging
said,
Mike
I don't
up.
have a brother Mike! Like, it's just terrible. It's terrible.
Come on,
he's
Maddie.
too young, darling.
Well, I could probably see myself moving to Carlton. I think his daughters,
Send in a photo.
his daughters are going to say, Dad, you're pretty boring. We don't want to come around this weekend, but you won't have to look far to find them. I reckon if you just went downstairs, they may be there joining in. Look, I think you're a bit of a drip as a bloke. I think you should have taken the offer, gone in,
Oh,
towed
you
them
blokes
both up.
terrible.
But why not?
No.
If you're single, he's 48 years of age.
He's
Probably-
sussed out. Look, he's sussed it out. He reckons they're
but
no
you
good.
think-
He wants them to shut up.
He's sensitive
No.
to noise, he's anal.
He sounds like
He's
a
anal.
whinging old
He's
He's
happy.
anal. Well,
He's,
yeah, I
he's
don't
happy
think he
being
is happy.
anal.
When did anal come
But
into it?
hang on. The guts of
Is that in the letter?
the guts of this is that he's
4 a.m.
had
in the
people
morning.
change practically every year because of him, more than likely.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
but he doesn't own the apartments.
It's his turn to get out.
Exactly.
I said that, move.
Move.
you
Get
know-
out, get in somewhere else.
Go and join them. Lisa, come on. Would you be joining in?
I'm not sure what the problem is.
Yeah,
Really? my fiance just
Would you,
about.
be, would you be joining in, Lisa?
Oh look, my fiance just about falls over himself when the girls at the beach gets their boobs out. So I don't see what the problem is. I think get amongst
Why
it,
would he be
loosen
looking
up
at
a
I'd
little
love to
bit.
be able to
Look at
fall
you.
over myself.
Why would he be looking at
Hey,
anywhere else?
Everybody
he
wants to
does.
get amongst it. That's why so many people from
you know
Letter 2
what?
are having affairs
It
nowadays.
doesn't matter who pumps up the tyres, it's who
Wait,
rides the bike.
My turn, just for a minute.
Sorry, Lisa, I've
What I
quota.
will say is that, if you're unhappy, just move out. It's not a big deal. I mean, you've been there for 10 years. Maybe you need a bit of a change. You're 48, you're divorced.
Karma.
Let it be. I mean, these girls aren't going to change. They're having the time of their life, so.
All right, do you like this letter to give away the pair of limited edition sunnies?
No, that was no good.
Okay.
I'm going with Claire.
Who's
I
Claire?
think
What does Claire want?
Claire needs to take out her husband to the movies. And
Oh, that's the lady who's having affairs. The girls agree.
not having affairs.
Claire of Balmain. Boys, what do you like? Glenn,
Who
do you
cares?
like?
I like Carlton.
I want to move to Carlton too.
Sounds fun.
Carlton, all right.
No, come on.
Carlton, because Gary's alluding to that they might
And
be
here we-
overweight, ugly, but isn't that what alcohol was
Here we
invented
have
for?
Rob Oakeshott. What would you like to say now?
No,
You
no,
have
no.
the
Do I have to
deciding
explain
vote.
myself every
I've
time?
got
Yes,
to say-
because the things
Well, how
that
about
happen
we
about-
give it to Antonia, the lady who's got the daughter with
No,
money
no,
problems.
He's going to steal the tickets. The
No.
thieving mob.
Coming out to you, Antonia, from Lathlane in WA, and we get to save on postage. A pair of limited
That's why it's
edition
Gary's
sunnies,
show.
courtesy of Alan Treves and Aussie Opticals. We've got to go. Maddie, 13th of November.
Telethon, 24 hours, cross trainer,
What time do you start?
6:30 at night.
What time's telethon start? 6:30 at night?
Not sure, that's what I'm on, 6:30 to 6:30 the following night.
Whoa, good luck, mate.
Thanks, mate.
All right. And
might
you're going to
call
be
in.
on standby in case he needs some nursing?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Nice to have you back, Lise.
Yeah, no
And
worries.
good luck.
Anytime.
When are you getting married? The
March the 12th.
March the 12th. The
Yeah.
12th, 13th. All right. Good luck. We'll
Yeah.
have you back before that.
Oh, good to hear.
Susie, always a delight to have you on the panel. Fantastic
you.
perspectives again.
Oh, well, it was good fun.
And a few that didn't get to air, but most of them actually
Luckily.
did. Glenn, the show?
New York Minute, Subiaco Arts Centre in the studio, first week of November.
Where?
It's entirely unscripted theatre, and we're going to make it all up on the spot.
Can you take kids?
Fantastic.
You can bring kids. Do you know any?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah,
We've
no,
got
I
to
don't.
go. Thank all our marvellous panellists.
Thank you,
Thank
Gary.
our terrific
Thank you.
crew. And thanks for having us at home tonight, Australia. Good night.
Is he not
Bye-bye.
the best host? Like, he should seriously be discovered by...
I know.
Like, he could take...
Discovered by my mother.